I'm Jim Roberts. I'm the executive chairman of the American Veterans Center, and we're here at our annual conference, leadership conference for future military leaders. We've got over 500 cadets and midshipmen from the military academies and from many ROTC units with us, and a roster of American heroes from World War II to the present. In terms of World War II, we have over 30 World War II veterans. Most are in their late 90s, many are over 100. So it's a real special honor to have them with us. The American Veterans Center has been around since 2005. We were in operation before that for 10 years as the World War II Veterans Committee. And then in 2005, because of the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan, plus the fact that we had veterans who were dying from Korea and even Vietnam, we broadened the scope of our activities and renamed the organization the American Veterans Center. And our mission is to honor American veterans and to educate the public as to their legacy of service and sacrifice, and to educate the current generation and the generations to come about that legacy as well. You're talking about Dave Yoho, who's a friend of mine and a hero of mine, but he speaks regularly at our events and reminds people of the crucial role that the Merchant Marine played in World War II. In fact, in 1942, just after we got into the war, the Merchant Marine suffered the most casualties of any of the services, and that's not well known by the American public. Several hundred ships were sunk in that year, and several thousand merchant mariners died. So that's kind of a hidden chapter of World War II that needs to be spoken about more. And Dave has led the effort to recognize those heroes. My father, I'm proud to say, was in the Merchant Marine. He had quite a long military career, off and on. In the 1920s, 30s, I guess, he was involved in the Banana Wars, as they're called, in Nicaragua, chasing the Sandinista rebels. He caught malaria and an intestinal infection. Nonetheless, he boxed. He learned to box and was light heavyweight champion of the Marine Corps. In World War II, he joined the Merchant Marine and was promoted to warrant officer. He worked with the Navy. He was Master at Arms on Navy ships, Navy hospital ships, for 10 trips from Europe to Africa, carrying the wounded. He was Master at Arms on 2 Army transport ships crossing the Atlantic, and he was quite a guy. He had a very, very adventurous life, and that was cut short, unfortunately, at age 43. But it was so interesting that the New Orleans Times-Picayune, the major paper in New Orleans, wrote a special feature on him with a photograph, which is very unusual for an enlisted man, which he was at that time, to be honored in that way. So again, his life was cut short at 43, but he was very proud of his Merchant Marine experience, which included work with naval intelligence. So he really was involved or worked with the Marines, the Army, the Navy, and the Merchant Marine. His name was William Howard Taft Roberts. That's a peculiar quirk in our family history, naming people after famous presidents. Today, we're especially privileged to honor another group of veterans that are not spoken of enough. That's our Korean War veterans. Your viewers have perhaps heard of the Chosin Reservoir. That was a fierce battle fought in sub-zero temperatures around the Chosin Reservoir. The Marines fought a heroic retreat back to the port of Hungnam against overwhelming forces of the North Koreans and the Chinese. And when they got to Hungnam, there were hundreds of thousands of North Korean refugees who were fleeing the North Korean army. And several ships were appointed to rescue those survivors. This is an anniversary year for them as well, but it had tens of thousands of people jammed on board, and there were 5 babies born on that ship as it transited to South Korea. They were nicknamed the kimchi babies, And we are really honored to have one of them here with us at the conference this year. A famous ship in that operation was the Meredith Victory, and we have a veteran, Burley Smith, from that ship with us today also, which is indeed a great honor as well. Yeah, we're honoring here, in this case, the 75th anniversary of that the Chosin Reservoir evacuation and the evacuation of the refugees from Hungnam. In my case, I'm a Navy veteran. I went into the NROTC program at Miami University in 1964. Graduated and was commissioned in 1968. I was assigned to the USS Henderson destroyer, homeported in Long Beach, California. Even though I was an English major, I was given the jobs, billets as we call them in the Navy, of anti-submarine warfare officer, sonar officer, and missile officer. So we had ASROC missiles, 4 of which were atomic tipped, which were under my custody. We did 2 deployments to the Western Pacific, one for 6 months, one for 7, and provided gunfire support off the coast of Vietnam, and also acted as plane guard duty for the carriers in the Tonkin Gulf. It was a great experience for me, perhaps the greatest of my life, just to have been successful in discharging my duties. I got to see parts of the world I never would have otherwise, such as Pago Pago, Australia, New Zealand, New Guinea, along with Hong Kong, Tokyo, Taipei, and many others. So it was a great experience. I'm very proud of it. I served from 1968 to 71.
What rank did you come out as?
And I was discharged as a lieutenant. Yeah, the American Veterans Center and the AMMV share a mission in part, which is to preserve the legacy of our veterans, because when our future military leaders, and there are more than 500 of them here at this conference, when they hear these veterans and their stories, that gives them a background of what this country's military history is all about. It inspires them because many of these veterans have incredible stories of danger, many wounded. They're highly patriotic. They love this country. They think it's a distinctive country. Just the opportunity for these hundreds of young future military leaders to not just listen to, but to interact with these American heroes and get their stories is a very important thing in terms of inspiring our future military leaders.